Welcome to this sit in service healing meditation practice. And just take a moment to, wherever you are in space and time, just thank yourself for allowing yourself, for permitting yourself this time to dedicate this next half hour or 20 minutes to meditating, to sitting in service, whether that service is for healing of your own mind, your own body and heart, or allowing yourself to be that conduit for those healing energies to go where they are needed most in this world. And just as a reminder, as we sit, you don't have to be physically sitting in an upright position. You can lie down, you can be supported, making sure that you feel comfortable so that way the mind doesn't get distracted by the aches and pains in the body. And you might begin in one way and realize throughout you become uncomfortable, and if that happens, again, freely adjust yourself at any point so you can comfortably settle into that intention of just allowing those healing energies. And all it takes is the intention, to hold that intention, to hold that space for healing energies. If you notice, as is natural, for the mind to wander, for it to go to the past, for it to go to the future, just kind of see it like, cool, you're there, but I'm going to go back to this healing intention, and know that you don't need to force your experience in any ways. If you just open yourself up, sit in that idea of trust and faith with love and humility, nothing else needs to happen. You could just simply sit and hold the intention. Some people might experience different inner vision, sounds, sensations, but know that those things aren't necessary to practice this meditation, or it doesn't mean that your experience and whatever it is invalid. So whatever your experience is valid. And part of, I think, meditating is just learning to trust what is our experience and let that kind of happen without fighting it so much. So as always, before we go into the 20 minutes of meditation, I'm going to open up with a dhamma today. And because today is the Wednesday before the summer solstice, I'm going to share a little bit about what the solstice is about. And maybe you just connect with that. You find a way to make it personal for you. And going back 2 weeks in our meditation, it was a very similar kind of theme. The idea of like the moving bricks, that we all have a brick that we can move if we're moving 1,000-pound wall. But I always find that it's okay to sometimes revisit and thoughts that are truthful, or thoughts that bring you closer to truth, even if you've heard it before. Because it's important to continue to nourish those thoughts time and time again, because it's very easy to forget. We're good at forgetting and getting caught up in the stressors of our lives. So as we're nearing the solstice, as a seasonal shift, and the quality of this time of year is about honoring that we all are part of healing. We all play a role. So if you are here, if you are alive, if you are on this earth right now, you matter, you belong, and that you are part of healing in the global or universal realm. It might be something as small as just working on self-care, replacing those habitual, degrading thought patterns about ourselves. Or also might be how you extend yourself out in the world, in your community, and a simple kind deed that you do that has a ripple effect that is unbound in its nature. But know that you, just being as you are, have or are empowered to take part in healing. And it doesn't require any specific title or amount of fame or money. So maybe you might just think about where you are and in what ways you might consider that you contribute to healing. And maybe that feels a little weird to think about a kind thing to say for yourself, but it's a good practice. And one of the things that helped me connect to this idea is an attribute I learned through my mentor, Greg, that we call social responsibility. And I know I say that word, and that word can be very triggering for some people. Hearing it can feel like, oh, that's a lot of weight, that's a lot of responsibility, that means I have to do more. And that's not necessarily true. An analogy that kind of helped me understand social responsibility is that when we're studying the universe, and I can't remember exactly if it's dark energy or dark matter, but one of those two is responsible for the expansion in the universe. And Greg's theory was that either that dark energy or dark matter is sort of what happens when each of us becomes a little more awake, a little more self-healed, a little more loving, a little more kind. And that helps to build our own sense of self, our own conscious level of awareness. So even if your role is to work on that self-love, self-healing, by doing that, you are creating ripples of love, of expansion that help to stretch all the cosmos. And sometimes that is the most socially responsible thing you can do, is for you to realize your own power. And in doing that, and in realizing your own power, because with all these attributes, there is a bit of a self-sacrifice. And I don't mean self-sacrificing your true, authentic self. It's the aspects of us that some people call the ego facets or aspects that might be telling us that you have no power, that you don't matter, that you are not enough. So those, again, maybe degrading thoughts that we might have about ourselves, or criticisms, or thinking that we don't matter. So the self-sacrifice is setting aside, being able to transcend, circumvent those type of ego-based or personality-based thoughts that really don't serve us. And I think I will leave you all with that to think about, and hopefully find a way to connect to it as a way to help lift your spirit a little bit, or invite some cleansing. So as we move into the opening prayer for protection and then move into our sitting, you can sit with that idea of just sitting, just being here, and dedicating this time is an act of kindness, not just for yourself, but actually you're helping the entire cosmos.
We sit now in gratitude for those who choose also to sit. And I address that greater light inside us, perhaps our higher selves, and also across the connection, the web of the universe, that great light, that force. And we pray that you also will join with us and use our healing energies to send love and light to comfort those who are suffering, be it from physical illness, mental anguish, or the grief of loss. We ask that you use our healing thoughts with the compassion and wisdom of your greater light. We bless you with our trust and our confidence in the power of your grace and the eternal love of Spirit. Amen.
Okay, if you haven't already, just make yourself comfortable and prepared to sit for the next 20 minutes dedicated to healing. And just take a few moments wherever you are, inviting a blanket of gratitude to just wash over you, cover you, envelop you, as you just give yourself thanks for setting aside this time, for allowing yourself to be that channel for love, light, and healing. And trusting that that healing energy goes where it is needed most. You might start to invite in fuller, deeper breath, or gently move the body in supportive ways that help you re-energize. And perhaps if you're in a lying down position, you might want to just bring yourself to a comfortable, supported, upright place. So we can close this practice by chanting Om, allowing that Om to be that syllable of sound that just carries the vibration of everything, of everything we need, the ineffable, I guess, but that wonder, that mystery, that love, that light and healing with it. So just sitting up nice and tall, let's just all take a nice deep breath in together and just hum or sigh it out. And then we'll close by chanting Om. Inhale deeply. Thank you very much. Namaste. Hope you all remember that you are empowered. We all have a role to play towards healing. So, thank you.